Well, we're going to present our final project where we talked about gender violence and we worked with La Colmena. And we are Sophie Felix, Daniela Barrera, Nacho Bernal, and Betsy Marquez. Our main objective is to educate on gender violence, and we will focus on kids between the age of 8 and 11. And we want to be able to change the behavior and perspective kids have regarding this issue. For example, in this picture, we can see how a kid is sad because his dad punched his mom. And we want to make sure that kids know that this attitude is not okay. And we believe that by educating children on this issue, we can prevent it from repeating itself in the future. Our specific objectives is first to partner with an organization, especially one that is already working in a marginalized community and that is already working with kids between the age of 8 and 11. And we want to portray issues in a creative and simple way so kids can understand better and that they can identify with the problem. And finally, we want to make them reflect and change their attitude and perspective regarding gender violence.
So, well, what is the description of our project? Because we're targeting kids between the ages of 8 and 11, we decided that the best way to get our message across was through comics, because this way of visual communication that we thought would better catch the attention of kids. And through these illustrated short stories, we wanted to teach kids how to identify gender violence in everyday circumstances, especially within the context and in the environment of family. And well, what resources did we need? First of all, we needed constant communication with our partner organization, which was Colmena San Juan de Ocotan. We also needed constant communication within the team because like that we discussed story ideas and we finally chose the ones that we thought would better work to get our message across. And we also needed a design software so we could create these characters and these settings and put together these comics, and we decided to use Canva.
Now let me introduce our partner, the Colmena Community Center in San Juan de Ocotlán. They offer trade workshops to reintegrate people to productive life, courses to eradicate violence against women, domestic violence, workshops to avoid addictions, as well as activities for girls and boys. For this reason, we consider that they will be the best option to implement our project, since they have the experience and they can guide us to deliver comics that create an impact on readers. Our objective was for the children to be able to identify every situation where there are cases of gender violence or micromachismos. For this reason, after a long process to obtain some comics that represent the indicate ideas, and at the same time, comics where they can relate, we decide to use not transparent characters. Instead, we decide to use people with a complexion similar to the Mexican people.
One of the main challenges we had to confront during the development of this project was the pandemic. First, we weren't able to interact directly towards the children who our project is directed to. We also had to send advances of our project and receive the corresponding feedback online, which worked, but will be better if we had it presential. We had to search for the specific kind of problematic to represent in our comics because the simple definition of violence has a really wide approach. So after doing research and with the help of Colmena, we narrowed it down to micromachismos. We learned that the problems that occur in our immediate society aren't the same as the problems that occur in more marginalized places like San Juan Ocotlán. There, the teachings of gender roles and respect towards the opposite gender aren't as big as how the richer areas in Mexico are. These places need help from the people from the outside who are really prepared in solving issues of the zone so that they can pass on their knowledge onto those who need it the most. And those can develop socially and improve their living conditions. Finally, we learned that children between the ages of 8 and 11 are very susceptible to mimicking the actions and behaviors of adults. That's why it is very important for us to act socially responsible and strive for gender equality to become a better example for the future generations.
And that's all. Thank you.